Hey, everybody. Welcome to RiverCity-Media's Beyond the Booth. I'm the Howard Chaney along with Missing in Action, QB1, Randall Cunningham. Glad to have you back, Randall.
Hey, look, I came back for Luke, and I even wore my Sequatchie purple. I'm throwing it
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Dude.
Looks good on you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and bring the man of the hour in. Sitting here in between us makes us look extremely old with him being in between us. And so we got Luke/Finch. That's Sequatchie County. He's going to be playing quarterback, wide receiver, linebacker, and from what I was told, selling popcorn at halftime. Luke,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Randy, I know you're chomping at the bits to get started and everything, but Luke, we appreciate your time. Here it is, the summertime. You could be doing anything other than talking to two old fat guys, but we appreciate your time. And so, Randy, what you got for us?
Luke's special to me. Me and Luke's been together for a long time. But Luke, the first thing I wrote down on my list, and it's the first thing I sent you, is what has the camp season been like? Where are your numbers now? Where's your measurables at?
So right now I'm about 6'2" 3/4" with shoes on. I'm sitting around 185 weight-wise.
That's up a little bit. You played up at the probably 170 at last year, I would think.
I was about 165. I was pretty slender.
Yeah, and you lost weight as the year went because you just naturally do. What are you running at camp right now? Do you have any timed 40s?
Yes, sir. So my best time was 4.56. I ran that at Harding. That was a good day, but I'm usually sitting around 4.6.
And I've heard that your long jump has been pretty nice this summer.
Yes, sir. I'm getting around 10 feet. I think my best one was 10.1. Also Harding.
I heard you showed out at Harding. I wasn't going to say it, but you said you brought it up. I heard you showed out at Harding.
I felt good that day, yes, sir.
So you have been a quarterback for the last 3 years, and now you're moving positions. Well, I think the goal is to play at the next level. So you're remaking your body. How much time have you spent in the weight room so far?
So right now with Sequatchie, we're lifting 4 days a week. Pretty intense. So we're going pretty hard in there. So that's put a lot of muscle on my body. About 20 pounds.
What is your favorite lift?
Probably squat. I can get some weight up. I mean, it might not be impressive, but to me, I got a 405, our last max. So
nice. Is that since moving from quarterback, is that your most improved lift?
I'd say so. Yes, sir. Building these legs up.
All right. Now, I got this from my little birdie, mainly called your dad. But I understand you've worked on nutrition too, because you want it to grow bigger. What part is nutrition playing in your current training plan?
Yeah, so during the school year, my stepmom was packing my lunches. I had a pre-lunch, lunch, and post-lunch. So it's really just putting as much food as we can in my body just to grow it. So, and in the summertime, I'm just trying to eat fruits before practice because we have practice pretty early. Eat fruits and drink a whole lot of water.
So just going away from moving towards the position move, you were an all-region quarterback. You enjoyed the quarterback position, but I always thought you felt like maybe your future lied somewhere else on the football field. Was that in your head at any point, or did you think I'm a lifetime quarterback?
So in middle school, I played receiver, and I enjoyed it a whole bunch. About 2 years ago, 7-on-7 season, I started playing some wide receiver and really enjoyed it. I mean, I played way better than I thought that I would. So that kind of ultimately struck my decision to play quarterback or wide receiver, and I'm enjoying it right now. So I think it's the move for me.
Did you ever play wide receiver out there at QB country for the other guys?
I did not. No, I need to though. I need to go up there.
I figured that's where you were doing your wide receiver routes at. Let's talk about QB country before we go any further. They were a big part of your development, and Reese is Coach Reese Phillips is someone that I look up to greatly, and he had Sam Evans under him. He's got Hunter under him. he's got every improved quarterback in the area. What was your time like at QB Country?
It was great. He taught me some very valuable lessons on and off the field. He knows how to develop quarterbacks and young men very well. So I'm very grateful to have time spent with him.
It's definitely, we're privileged, we're honored to have something like Quarterback Country so close to our area.
Yes, sir.
Much encourage anybody that wants to play quarterback to pay those folks a visit out on Signal Mountain.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely worth the visit. You can see how me and Sam and Hunter's careers have been. They're pretty good. So,
all right,
definitely worth it.
It definitely. This is the hardest part of the interview for me. I always thought about you as a quarterback. I always pictured you as a quarterback. I always thought of you as a quarterback. Are there a difference between stepping away from quarterback to play wide receiver, to play some linebacker, to play some DB? Are there a difference in the feel of the game at that level?
For sure, yeah. Aggressiveness definitely has a part to play in it. You can't play outside linebacker or receiver also if you're not aggressive. Quarterback, I was a little more mellow. I could chill out a little bit, but definitely have to entertain an aggressive factor with playing these other positions.
Howie, do you got any follow-up to that? Because I kind of saw a spark in your eye.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, I don't want to get Luke in no trouble by asking this, but could we see Sequatchie run some wide receiver pass plays, like a wide receiver screen and then a pass from Luke down the middle to maybe a tight end or something?
We'll have to see.
I think that one goes on the shelf for right now.
Oh, yeah. It's sitting there, though.
That's a good option for Sequatchie coaching staff to have as far as a veteran quarterback that can run maybe some, I guess you could say, flea flickers to throw the defense off.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun.
The other thing, Howie, to your question, is you have two players on the field that are player coaches, really. When Luke played quarterback, he was a very cerebral quarterback. Hunter's a very cerebral quarterback. Could you see the point, Luke, where you and Hunter are sitting on the field just trying to figure out what the defense are doing and kind of just going on-field coaching?
For sure, yeah. I'm sure, going back to Reese, that's definitely going to help. Me and Hunter both have a bird's eye view of the field, and we can definitely help each other with that.
Howie, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You got any more follow-up to that?
Well, to kind of go with what you're talking about, Luke, if you see something and the quarterback maybe don't see it, could you tap your helmet by saying, "Hey, let's do this instead of that," as far as you being the wide receiver and it being a pass play?
Absolutely. I think Hunter and everybody on our coaching staff is up to new operations of running the offense. But yeah, I think if I saw something, Hunter and everybody else around me would definitely help me.
That's good. Go ahead, Randy.
What feels natural, Luke?
I'd say receiver, for sure. I love running around, pocket passings. I liked it whenever it worked, but it was really not my thing. I think I'm more of a guy that needs to get out there and be physical and run around. So I'd definitely say wide receiver.
I felt that you were a physical quarterback, though. You ran the ball a lot, and I don't know if it was always by choice, but you weren't scared to pull the ball down and take a little contact as a quarterback.
Definitely not. I enjoy it. I love getting hit.
Well, with you playing defense this year, you're going to have to be doing the hitting this year.
Yes, sir.
Trust me, he's took enough. I've seen him take a few on the other side. I bet you he's going to enjoy giving it a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about when you show up and you're making your relationships with Coach Mack. What's that like? I think Coach Mack's one of the diamonds in the rough not a lot of people have heard about yet. I just think he's a great coach.
Yeah, for sure. By a little time I've spent with him, I can tell he's a great coach. He's definitely helped me try to get recruited. He's not a guy of many words, but I think he's a guy I can have sentimental talks with. and can talk ball with him. But I just haven't gotten to know him too well just because of my time spent there. But I can tell he's a great coach and a great man.
Have you got to know any of the assistants yet?
Yes, sir. So I've got pretty close with Coach Thompson and Coach McCurry. Coach McCurry is my outside linebackers coach, and Coach Thompson's my wide receivers coach. Great guys, great men.
That outside linebacker. Now, a couple of years ago, I know it was an opposite situation. Gavin Gilly left Sequatchie County as a receiver and went to play for his dad at South Pittsburgh. And he moved from receiver to outside linebacker. He absolutely loved it. Is there some value after 3 years of getting hit as an offensive player that now you get to be the hammer instead of the nail?
Absolutely, yeah. I've been really waiting 3 years to hit. I've never been allowed to as a quarterback, so I'm definitely excited.
If Howie, you're probably got to follow up to this. Let me ask this one question about the position change. If you're on the field and you're playing wide receiver, and God forbid, I think, Hunter gets banged up for a play, and you've got to run over and play a play at quarterback, or you have a package where you run in, you play. What kind of mindset do you have to go from being a receiver back to that quarterback mindset? Is it tough?
Well, I haven't done that yet, but I'd say just from playing receiver, like I'd have to switch back to being mellow and chill because I've tried mellow and chill, and being aggressive playing quarterback, and being mellow has definitely helped me. So that's probably what I have to do, just snap it into mellow.
Wow. Howie?
Mine's more on the defensive side, being able to play that linebacker, outside linebacker, seeing what the offense is going to do. Does that give you a little bit of a head start as far as your reaction time?
Absolutely. I definitely say the quarterback has helped me read defenses, and it's definitely going to help me play outside linebacker and know where to be and know where the quarterback's eyes are going to be.
So when the defensive coordinator gives the call, and all of a sudden he gives you the opportunity to blitz, are you going to go to the line of scrimmage with big eyes, and everybody going to be able to see your eyes and realize, oh, no, he's coming? We can tell.
Absolutely. I'm going to be coming there to kill somebody.
Hey, it would be remiss if we didn't mention you have two college-bound defensive ends in front of you when you're on the outside linebacker, and Harrison and the younger Evitts. Both are 6'3", 6'4" range. Both are the 240, 250 range. You got pretty much good coverage to keep tight ends and tackles from getting out on you. So you got to think you're going to be able to run free at certain times.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're big boys, and they know how to deal with themselves.
I just think being an outside linebacker behind Harrison would be the easiest thing to do in the world because he lives in the backfield.
Absolutely, he's a beast. We went to the playoff games, and you couldn't see him not in the backfield. I mean, he was destroying everything.
I watched all their playoff games last year, and there come a point that you just I don't know what the other team does because I don't know how you block him. So
yep, it's not a great way to defend him.
Luke, we'd be remiss if we didn't bring it up. Sequatchie County semifinalists last year lost to Alcoa, won the state championship that moves to 4A. Man, that locker room, and I've talked to some people around the locker room. There is some high expectations for you young men this year.
Yes, sir. I mean, everybody in that program is hungry to get a state championship. Matter of fact, the first day that everybody knew I was coming to Sequatchie, they put me in this group chat, and the profile picture is the state championship trophy. So that kind of lit a fire in me and let me know that everybody there wants to win.
I know a certain insurance man that might have a son on the team that texted me, and he said they don't think they're going to win. They know. What's the difference between thinking you're going to win and knowing you're going to win?
I mean, we just got to go out there and execute. I think everybody knows that we have the capability to do so, and we just got to put our heads down and drive to that state championship line.
And you're talking about a football team that probably has 7 or 8 college recruited type players on it. Some of them at the lower level, some of them at the highest level of football. Have you ever played with more talent that you've seen in spring than Sequatchie County has?
No, sir, I haven't. Matter of fact, the other day I was sitting out there at my outside linebacker position and was just looking at everybody else, and I felt so secure that we're gonna have a lockdown defense this year. I mean, just the players and athletes that we have, it just makes me feel so superficial about having a great season.
And your middle linebacker was probably the best sophomore linebacker in the state.
Absolutely, Kaysen's a beast.
So it is. And now the one thing I'm going to get my notes because I had a question I wanted to ask you here. I wanted to ask you: is outside linebacker guaranteed, or are you going to get to camp and then you might see a shift in position, or do you feel pretty comfortable this is where you're going to start the year at?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. It's pretty early. We only started working defensive positions about last week, so it's pretty early to know for sure. But I'm definitely liking outside linebacker, and I'm content at where I'm at.
Will you wear your quarterback number at outside linebacker and wide receiver?
Yes, sir. I'll be keeping the same number on.
Nice. One more, and I'm going to come to you, Howie, and then you fire away. I know you watched the playoff games. I did too. We saw Jackson Tate play a lot last year. Jackson's role in that offense was a miss. When I saw you as going over there, I thought, well, there's Jackson's replacement. Have you ever watched film and just kind of eyed what Jackson done from play to play?
I have, yeah. He's a super aggressive player, super good, super clean, super slick. He played lights out in the playoffs, and I think everybody around knows that. Obviously, I don't want to be like him. I want to be my own self, but play to the level that he did. He's absolutely a great receiver, and he's a great role model to look up to.
And I don't know it's necessarily you're going to replace that role in the offense. It's just I think somebody's got to replace that presence in the offense outside. Is that if that makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Howie, I told you you're going to have to jump in here and hush me up because I get talking Sequatchie County football. I get a little out of control. Go ahead, James.
Oh, man, it's all good. And with you moving over to Sequatchie, have you been able to take on a leadership role yet, or are you still trying to feel your way through?
I think so, just because I'm older. I'm a pretty vocal leader at practice. We haven't put on pads yet, so I haven't been able to be a physical leader. But yeah, I think guys over there respect me and will listen to me.
Going in, you'll be a senior this coming year, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're, going into that last year. I know you're looking forward to it. How many seniors is going to be on the team? Because I know from the end of the season to the start of the season, sometimes that changes. You get some that may drop out and get some that comes in like yourself. So do you know how many seniors is actually going to be on the team?
I think we're sitting about 14 to 10. I don't know the exact number, but I'd say our sophomore or coming up junior class is probably the biggest class.
Yeah, they have a very, very heavy junior class. And it's funny, Howie, and I'm questioning you now, but this junior sophomore class won back-to-back junior high middle school championships in what I think is one of the best middle school divisions in the state of Tennessee. Well, actually, the state of Tennessee and Alabama. So that they had a lot of success, and so they're. I think the junior and sophomore class is just super loaded.
That's awesome. And with you coming in, kind of, I don't want to say during the summer because it's just now summer. Have you been able to meet your complete team already?
Yes, sir, I have. Yep, everybody came out of baseball about a month ago. So everybody's been there at workouts. Starting to build pretty good team chemistry.
Now, you being 6'2", 6'3" in that neighborhood, and you said your squats is what you like doing better, which I understand, being a tall individual. You probably got long arms, so your bench press is probably not where they would want it to be at, if I had to guess.
Yeah, we maxed, and I can only get like 205 up, but it's definitely improved since since a few months ago for sure. But that's definitely my worst lift.
Because I didn't play football, but I did play basketball, and we did work out with football players.
Oh
So
yeah.
when I did the squats, I actually had to squat with the offense and defensive linemen, the big guys. But then when I bench pressed, I had to bench with the wide receivers and quarterbacks because of the weight difference.
Oh yeah.
So I would have to move around, and I would assume with your body type, you got to do the same thing to a certain
Yes, sir, I
extent.
do.
So
Definitely moving around racks.
awesome. Uh, Playing quarterback all these years, you said you didn't like the passing very much, except when it worked. And of course, all quarterbacks will say that, I guess.
Yes, sir.
But being able to be at the wide receiver spot and playing linebacker, you're actually going to get more reps and more activity during the game, and I would assume that you're going to enjoy that even a lot more.
Yes, sir. I'm definitely excited to play both sides of the ball. That's something I think I've done since the 7th grade. So looking forward to it.
Everybody wants to be the quarterback, but then when you realize the quarterback only gets to play a certain amount of plays, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So, but uh, being out there at wide receiver, I know that we've talked about this earlier, and but have you been able to work with your quarterback very much since you've been there, as far as running routes and kind of getting the chemistry down?
Yes, sir. We've had a pretty decent time together. I mean, we practice 3 days a week right now, and we're working routes. But usually on the weekends, we have weekend workouts where we'll work on that stuff too.
The terminology coming in, was it a big difference in the terminology, or was it close to the same?
Um, I don't think it's too big of a difference for me. I mean, I picked up on that pretty easily, but it's definitely different.
Awesome. Randy, go ahead, my man.
2-2, Tennessee, Wake Forest right now, 2-2, and Wake Forest is changing pitchers for all those people that's watching us right now. So that's the reason I have to turn it over. I have to check baseball score every now and then. Talk real fast about Hunter. Does Hunter throw a very catchable ball? Do you like?
The tightest barrel I've ever seen. Yeah, he's a great quarterback. He's a great athlete. He can roll out the pocket. He can throw in the pocket. I mean, he's the best I've seen so far. So I'm extremely excited to catch for him.
Sometimes I think it's the baseball and how he throws the spiral almost from his baseball background. Before we get much farther, I heard a rumor that you are playing basketball for the first time in many years, I believe.
Yes, sir, I am, and I'm not too good, but I'm trying to do everything senior year. Definitely football, basketball. I might play baseball, but yeah, I'm excited for the season to start. I enjoy it a lot. I'm just not too good.
Well, I have a feeling that at 6'2.5", we might see you just under the basket and say, go get the ball.
Yeah, I'm working post right now
on the basketball court. So, jumping off subject, and then we'll get back to subject. I know you do have, and we made this podcast too because your recruiting, it kind of took a break here because you've changed positions and you've started recamping and camping at new positions. But next level is something you very much want an opportunity at, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where all have you camped this summer?
So far I've been to Carson Newman. I've been like 5. I've been at NDP at Carson Newman, Harding. I'm planning on going to Lenore Ryan or Shorter, and then we're also taking a trip up to Coastal and going to ETSU.
That's part of the recruiting model today. You've got to get in front of people, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
As far as the team goes, last year they had great success. We talked about, but they opened with a stunning upset of Blitzall County, and losing that football game is that is a topic you've heard discussed. That how do we prevent that going into the year?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I think if everybody just sticks to their keys, we won't have to worry about that this year. Definitely everybody's upset and wants their get back, but all we got to do is focus on ourselves right now.
What do you think that locker room expectations are? Anything but Chattanooga is a failure, or, we got to win one at a time?
I think we're definitely trying to take it game by game. Absolutely thinking of Bledsoe first. Yeah, everybody's in there every day just trying to get better, taking it day by day and eventually game by game.
Your dad actually played in the Valley. And actually, I knew your dad when he played at Sequatchie.
Really?
But, yeah, I'm an old man. I got to see everybody when they were young. What does getting your senior year to play Valley football mean to you?
It means a lot, especially knowing that my dad came here. I feel like I'm not living through him, but kind of carrying on a legacy for sure. Coach Cooley up from Hickson, he always told me that Valley boys hit, so I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah. I actually called the last end of Coach Cooley's career. So.
Oh yeah.
He's
a good baseball player.
He's rapping though like something. I heard his team gave him a hard time when it comes to rapping.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think? Now, and I'm not looking for you to criticize anybody, but what do you think Valley teams tend? In the Valley, you have South Pittsburgh won a state 2 years ago. Marion won a state last year. Whitwell made a deep run. Sequatchie County made semifinals. Winful, I think, made it to the quarters. Bledsoe was a second-round team. And if you switch that around year from year, it might be this team won the state, this team went. That little group of teams just seems like football means more than maybe some kids that play in other areas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's a lot different in a small town. I mean, football's a very huge part of Sequatchie County. I don't think it was as big as a deal to people in Hickson. I'm not trying to throw shade or anything, but it's definitely different down here, and I think it's probably the same for every other team.
Yeah, it was strange for me moving from Sequatchie to Hickson too, but because there's people that support Hickson, but in Sequatchie County, you go to the Sonic at 5:30 on a football game, you're gonna be in line for 20 minutes to get you a slushie because everybody's stopping to go in the game.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel more pressure with it being one high school in the whole county and everybody? Coach used to call it, Coach up at Bledsoe County, God, I can't remember his name, used to tell me it was gas station games. When you played and you stopped to get gas, there'd be 8 people ask you about the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a little of that this year. Are you ready for that? Friday nights, big deal in Dunlap.
Oh yeah, it definitely are. There's a lot more fans in the crowd, I'll tell you that. But I think I'm up for the challenge. I mean, all I gotta do is focus on myself, and I think I'll be all right.
I think you will be too.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Howie, do you want to? I got some other questions, but I think he needs to face some Howie Cheney lifestyle questions.
Oh, we're going to get to know Slash a little bit.
Yes, we're going to know Mr. Luke a little bit here.
AKA Luke. Yeah, you can look at your notes, but you never know what I'm going to ask anyway.
Hey, Luke, I warned you. That's all I'm going to say.
Randy talked about calling your dad's games back in the day. He called my games back in the day, so that should tell you how Randy is.
Yeah. Yes, I called Mr. Howie's basketball games. I've been doing this since I was 22 years old, so a bunch of years.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Luke, superstition-wise or pregame-wise or anything, is there anything that you have to make sure you get done or do on the game day before the game or before you take the field?
Not especially. Usually just listen to music, something that's going to calm me down. But I'm sure, that's obviously whenever I was playing quarterback, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot different this year.
So speaking of music, that kind of leads me into my next question. What type of music do you listen to?
I don't know if y'all are familiar with like Sublime, Bob Marley. I usually try to listen to chill music. I'm not a big go get 'em kind of music listener. I like more chill stuff.
And you kind of mentioned it just 30 seconds ago, going from quarterback to wide receiver / linebacker. Do you think that music choice may change before games?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna start getting a little rowdy in my headphones.
Hey, Luke. No linebacker has ever listened to Bob Marley before kickoff.
I believe that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change up the playlist.
I'll cut you one if you need me to. Go ahead, Howie.
So, music wise, food wise, is there a certain food that you enjoy eating before the game?
I'm a big Nutella bagel guy.
Mm.
I've been eating that a lot in the summer, especially after practice. It adds a lot of carbs, so it gets me going.
So after the game, go out and eat somewhere. What's your favorite restaurant or what's your favorite food to eat after the game?
Definitely going Mexican. Either El Patron down here or El Matate.
That's about his only choices in Dunlap.
Oh yeah,
I've been eating lunch there for 13 years. You ain't got most.
it's amazing though. I love
Yeah.
Mexican food.
Got 3
That's,
Mexican restaurants that are all good in one little town.
Oh yeah.
that's awesome. So, activity wise, I know you got a tea time tomorrow, so I know you're playing golf. So, away from the football field, what do you enjoy doing?
Just golf. It's really all I do. I mean, I live on a abandoned golf course, so I'll go back there and chip all the time. It's my second favorite hobby.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
School wise, what's your favorite subject?
This year was chemistry, or anatomy and physiology. I really like learning about the human body, so that's likely a career choice that I'm gonna pursue.
Well, that kind of leads us into the next question. After your playing days are over with in high school, you going to college. What are you going to plan on majoring in?
I want to do something with physical therapy, so probably go to like med school. Um, learn more about the human body and how to work in a operating facility. So
Hey,
So,
I'm only interrupting this for a second to tell you which Luke will care. I know you don't, but Tennessee just hit a 3-run homer. Score is 6-2 in the 4th inning.
I can't remember the last time I watched baseball.
Well, I think your dad's a pretty big Tennessee fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I'm just doing it for your dad and me, you know.
well, let's since Randy's brought that up, who's your favorite college team?
Tennessee or Coastal. I don't know a whole lot about the team, but I know Grayson McCall's over there coaching now after his tragic injury. But yeah, I visited there a few times. Really like the campus. It's right on the beach, so probably my favorite college football team.
Campus on the beach. You can't get no better than that being a college
On
student,
there,
is it?
right? You said what?
You can't get no better than a
Yeah,
college being right on the beach there. That's great for college students, ain't it?
it's the best. That's the dream. Go play on the beach.
But then again, during spring break, where would you go? You got a beach in your backyard.
Oh goodness, I don't know. Probably go play.
That problem.
Yeah,
Do what?
Let's hope he has that problem.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I love skimboarding though. I don't know if y'all are familiar.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Not that we've done it, but we know what it is.
Oh yeah.
No, because when I hop in any type of water, whether it be a pool or a ocean, the level rises up as big and fat as I am. So
Yeah, too.
you put me and Randy out there on the Atlantic Ocean there, it would watch out tidal waves coming in. So let's see what else. What else is there? Lady wise, do you have a young lady that you may be calling upon from time to time?
I do have a girlfriend. Yes,
Okay.
she lives on the mountain, so it's pretty close.
Oh,
Not too far of a drive. Yep, she goes to Silverdale.
Nice.
Yep, she's a good one.
So you said you're going to be wearing your quarterback number. What number is that?
I'm wearing 12. Yes, sir.
So way the college and the NFL rules are now, you can wear whatever number you want to anywhere. So
Yeah.
it's crazy, and that's one thing I do not like in the professionals is the being able to wear whatever number you want wherever you want. I'm used to seeing linebackers wearing the 40s and all that, but anyway, that's my soapbox for the day. So professional teams, who's your favorite football team?
I'm gonna say the Eagles, but I'm not a bandwagon. I got a Jalen Hurts shirt in my closet I bought a few years ago. I think he's a great quarterback. That's the only reason I like the team.
Extremely nice young man to look up to as well.
Good Christian man.
Yeah. So you kind of, I'm going to ask anyway. You kind of gave the answer, but I'll go ahead and ask anyway. Favorite athlete?
Probably Jalen Hurts, yeah. Or Grayson McCall again. Yeah, seeing him play at Coastal was pretty cool.
That's awesome. So you talked about earlier, your quarterback throws a good tight spiral.
The best.
Does he throw better than you?
I think so, yeah.
I
I hate to say it, but I think he throws a better ball than me.
Hey, I'll ask the questions. I'll get people in trouble. I don't mind, you know. So, Randy, what you got for this young man? We got him for a few more minutes, and we're going to have to step away.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank Luke. This is not his favorite thing to do in the world. We're trying to get Luke on here. Coaches, if you see, by the way, Tennessee just hit another home run. Coach, if the coaches are out here, I know a lot of college coaches come look at our podcast if they're recruiting someone. I cannot more highly recommend Luke Finch as a good young man and someone I've been around. And I know this is not your favorite thing, but thank you, Luke, for coming on with us. And we appreciate your time, of course.
Sir, thank you. I appreciate that.
I got two questions and then we'll do some shout outs. One, what is your team goals?
Team goals, definitely a perfect season record and a state championship. Like I said earlier, like that's all that anybody wants that's on the team is the state championship. So
I got that text today. I was like, Howie, the gentleman that texted me said the locker room believes they're going to win a state championship. There's a difference in hoping and believing, Luke.
Absolutely. I think we have tremendous confidence on the team.
What is Luke Fitch's individual goals going to a different school and playing a different position? What are your individual goals?
So obviously to grow as a defensive player, playing outside linebacker. On the offensive side, I'd probably say 1,000 yards receiving. That's the goal. I know it's pretty high, but that's definitely what I want to do. And a Mr. Football would be nice, but that's getting up there. But that'd be awesome.
That is always you shoot for the stars, you know.
Yes,
and state championship. For me, I told somebody, it almost feels like Chattanooga is the ultimate. It is. Sequatchie County has been so close to playing in that state finals, but let's admit it, everybody in the states, we were in East Tennessee with Alcoa, who has won 17 of 19 state championships. It made it hard.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing,
Randy, before you move on to your next question, let me throw a follow-up question, if you don't mind. You gave offensive goals as far as 1,000 yards. Defensively, do you have goal in mind as far as sacks or tackles?
I'm not really familiar with what's good and what's not, but I'm definitely going to try and get, at least three sacks a game. I mean, that's high. I know it is. Maybe 5 tackles, but yeah, I'm not too familiar with what's good and what's not as an outside linebacker.
80 tackles for the year for 10 games. That's the number I want to hear.
Good.
80 tackles.
I'll try to impress you.
All right. I accept that. Hey, I wanted to clear up clear out a few minutes for you. Give some shout outs. Let's start with, your dad and your stepmom who's been such a part of your career along the way.
Absolutely. So, dad and stepmom, she helps me a lot with my meals. Big motivation for me. Coaches at Hickson, so Coach Cooley, Coach Rivers, Coach Montgomery, all those guys are seminal parts of my career so far. Players down there, love them to death. Sequatchie County, Coach Mack, Coach Thompson, Coach McCurry, Coach Kofner, all the coaches and players down there, they're great. And last of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to, pursue this amazing career that I've got going.
That is most important, is it?
Yes, sir.
Hey, and Luke, you're there with family now. That's you're getting some time, and And I know that was important to your dad when y'all moved, is to be back in Sequatchie County.
Absolutely, yeah. My grandpa's down here, and my grandma, she tragically passed away a few months ago. On the 12th, actually. That's why I wear number 12. So, yeah, we're pretty close to family. We have a great uncle down here, so we help out over there every time we can.
Has the little brother started with sports yet in Sequatchie?
He has, yeah. He's a upcoming sophomore, and he's playing outside linebacker as well. He's a little thing, but he's pretty thick, so I think he'll do pretty well this year.
The family business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I call Sequatchie games. I've called Hickson games. Most of all, I'm a fan of great young men, and you are that. Appreciate the time, and again, we appreciate you putting up with two old men asking you questions.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
And I'll see you along the way this year. We've managed to get to see a few Sequatchie games.
Absolutely.
Right. Especially if you make it to Chattanooga. I'm throwing that out. So, Howie, close us out.
To finish out the shout outs, I don't want to embarrass you on this, but would you like to give the girlfriend a shout out before we get going, keep you from getting in trouble?
I'll shout out Abby Grace Vanderberg.
That was.
Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that.
Well, we've actually had some on here in the past that was like, no, we're not going to shout them out. They know their place anyway.
That was the Sylvania boys. They all lost their girlfriends afterwards.
So, Luke, to reiterate what Randy just said, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this coming season. We'd like to have you back on maybe before the season starts, see how you're getting adjusted to it, and see how much more weight you've gained between now and then during the summertime. Because I actually heard a coach a while ago literally say, we've got some of our players at the weight we want them at, but keeping them at that weight during the summer is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, it's tough to lose it, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
So for QB1, I'm the Howard Channing, and our special guest, Luke, the / Finch of Sequatchie County football. Good night. God bless everybody.